Well, hi everybody, it's Leanne Greff with today's live video. Every Tuesday, 11 o'clock Central Time, I host a free class and share techniques and fun folds and of course specials and what's happening in the Stampin' Up! World. I love teaching. It's kind of my passion to show easy ways to do things, easier I should say, than maybe people know about. And I love Stampin' Up! Products, so it's a perfect mix for me, and I get to gather with my friends in person. In fact, one of my first clubs for July is tonight, so I'm looking forward to seeing my gals tonight. All right, I'm gonna get my laptop synced up. There we go, and I see people on. Good morning, people. Okay, wonderful. And it looks like my papers are straight, which can drive me a little bit crazy. All right, I've got a couple things on my mat here today to share with you. Of course, July is bonus days. So in July, you will earn to redeem in August. So for every $50 you spend in the Stampin' Up! Store before tax and shipping, you will earn a $5 coupon to redeem in August off any order. So it's a great time to stock up. I've had people stock up on bundles and stamps and of course cardstock and whatnot, and a few online exclusives. So this is a flyer that Terry Gaines printed up or shared with people. She's very talented. Stampin' Up! Does not put these out. I wish they would, but luckily Terry joined in and shared that with other demonstrators. There are 4 pages of new stamps, new papers, ribbons, bundles. We've got Halloween in here. We've got Christmas. We've got fall. Got a couple designer papers, some gems and ribbons. Like I said, bundles. I shared the Changing Leaves bundle last week with a little bit of the Season of Green and Gold. I'm going to share more of the Season of Green and Gold today. That's going to be my focus, along with Greetings of the Season. So those are some of my favorite products in the mix of the new online exclusives. Now, what are online exclusives? Some people get very confused about that. They are simply items that are not in any printed publication. They're not in the holiday catalog coming up. They're not in the annual catalog. They are only seen online, but they can be ordered by anybody at any time, whether you're in person or online. They're just online extras, maybe you could call them, instead of exclusives. They're not exclusive to anybody but the online store. So yeah, you just go to shopwithleanne.com and there's a little choice there that says online exclusives, and you'll see everything. I mean, there's actually over 100 products that are not seen in any catalog. So that's what's happening with those. I'm going to share some specific products with you, and that I just got in actually. I got just an order in just a few minutes ago. Okay, before I get too distracted on my products, let's do door prizes. Okay, so last week I decided to give away a set of the paper butterfly accents for somebody who commented, and then somebody who shared will get this, I think it's a 6-card kit. These are paper pumpkin exclusives. Now I will tell you that anybody who's a paper pumpkin subscriber can get some of these add-ons that are part of Paper Pumpkin. You can get refill kits, you can get card kits, and different products. The refills are a great deal. I think they're $12, and you get everything in the $20-some kit except the stamps and ink. So if you love a kit, you'll really appreciate getting the online extras. But drawings, the winners, and I haven't watched names yet. The person who won the butterfly accents is Jane Martin, and Katie McLean won the card kit. So congratulations, gals. I think I have your addresses. I know I have Jane's because she's local. So yeah, thank you so much for sharing and commenting on my videos, helping me get the word out. If you enjoy them, yeah, please comment and share so yeah, more people will see my videos. Okay, so that's the door prize. So the door prize is for next week. I decided to give away a set of cards. Now this is the Zinnia, Simply Zinnia designer paper, and this was one of my kits to go. I still have the tutorial available if you're interested. Most of them are fun fold cards. I like this one. It's a double flap, and then a very simple one like that. I did this at my club last month, this fold. So this is for sharing. For commenting, I decided to give a partial pack of the, what is this one called? Inked Botanicals. It retired last annual catalog, I think in April. So this is what people are going to get, or a winner, for just simply commenting. And the person who shares and lets me know that they share. Yeah, Cindy, you're very good about sharing. Thank you so much. You do that every month, and I appreciate it. And Trina, you as well. Thank you, gals. Okay, so I know you have stamping friends, so that's helpful that you share. So yeah, I'll draw winners next week. Okay, let's do the inventory status report. So there's gems. Then there are stamp sets and dies. This is actually the stamp set. I should have put set there. The dies are available. The Spotlight on Nature, very popular. Couple sets of dies and 3 designer papers. But luckily they'll be back, is it next week already? And then a few things here. We do have some August dates for a few things. So that is the inventory status report for anybody who's looking to place an order. It will tell you when things are out of stock when you're in the online store, or if they're in low inventory. Then you know you better get it now, because you never know if there's another late August date for something if you really want it. So especially during bonus days happening right now. Okay, now last week I shared the Changing Leaves bundle, and these are the 3 cards that I shared. This one was posted today on my blog at florabug.net. This one was posted yesterday, and there are free project sheets for these, so you can print them out. I have a whole section on the right-hand side that says free project sheets. You can print out dozens of them already, and this one will be posted tomorrow. I don't have a project sheet for this one because it's very, very simple, but just trim off your front and add a circle with the dies. Little bit of peacock sponged on that one. So that's the Changing Leaves bundle. Now today I am going to focus, let's see if I can get these out, on Greetings of the Season. We're gonna do a little Christmas in July today. So this is a bundle called Greetings of the Season bundle. And I love, love, love these dies. They each have a little hole for twine or ribbon, or just a little accent. I usually add a little twine bow or a ribbon, you'll see. And you can cover them up too, which you'll see I actually did on one of the cards. So this Greetings of the Season has beautiful sayings that work with some of the dies. There's also a second stamp set that I used last week called Everyday Greetings, and this is not a bundle. This one is just a single stamp set, and you can always get just the stamps or just the dies, or the bundle at 10% off. So that's how the bundles work. Together they're 10% off, alone they're full price. So your choice on what you do with that. Okay, let's see. The other thing I'm focusing on in today's class is the Season of Green and Gold specialty paper. Now I hope you can see the beautiful gold prints on each half. So this is the other side of that print. This is the other side of that print. So I like to do these for display. And now this is, again, part of the, I guess it's called the Season of Green and Gold Sweet Collection. So another piece of that are these, I guess they're called Cherry Cobbler and Pearl adhesive backed berries. So even though there's no red on here, I'm going to show you some samples that use these berries. While I'm showing product, I'm going to also show these are pecan pie and clear ribboned adhesive back dots. And I'm not sure why they say ribbon, but there might be a little, oh, I can see there's a little zigzag if you look really closely. Pecan pie and clear. Those are that. And then I just got this in. I don't know why I didn't notice it in the online exclusives. But this is, oh, let me find the name. Gold Mercury Vellum Specialty Paper. So there's 3 designs, and this is vellum, so the other side is not gold. And then there's this one, and then there's this one, which is kind of pebbly. So 3 different types of vellum paper, and you get 2 of each sheet. So 6 sheets. And I think the price in US is $10 for those. So that'll be really nice to play with as well. So I think that's, oh, and then there's one more vellum. And this is also the Graceful Greenery Vellum. So this one is kind of a white, stippled background. And then here is greenery, and then so little and then here's some pine needles. So 3 different sheets in the Graceful Greenery Vellum. So these are all online only, seen online only. You can purchase them at a class though as well, so you don't have to just go online. Okay, so let's do some samples. So I've received a bunch of swaps in because I participated in 3 different swaps. So this one is done by Jill Olson. Isn't that beautiful? And it opens up. It's a fun fold. So, and she even has a pocket in here for a gift card. Love how she used both sides of the paper. Isn't that beautiful? Here's that gold vellum. And that, I don't know which die that is. I'd have to look that up. I'm not sure. And here is a very simple card. This one is made by Linda Bowen. A little bit of texture, a little bit of that vellum that she die cut. Now in the bundle, Golden Greenery bundle, there are multiple pieces that match the paper as well. Let's see, it would be this one and that one. And there are dies that match those, some outline dies. Then there are also some detailed dies. I didn't get them yet. I'll put that caveat in there. All right, and here is another card. This one by Amy Story. I'm gonna just line these all up here. I don't have a lot. This is my friend Susie Wood. I love her style. Love this. I'm gonna do a card similar to this. This is a Dutch door card, but I like how you don't see the greeting, the white greeting from the front. So I cased that from her. This one is from Jan McClurg, and I like this fold. Same size card, I believe, as a regular 4 1/4 by 11. She just scored it differently. What a fun fold, and to have that die, which she separated a little bit. Yeah, and covered with some of those berries. And then last is Natalie Travis, and she did a little gift card holder that you could do. She stamped the inside, added a gold butterfly. Wouldn't have to be Christmas, even though it's got a little bit of greenery here. She used the other everyday greetings instead of the Christmas set. So aren't they pretty? So this is all done with the Season of Green and Gold specialty paper, and the mostly some of these everyday greetings and greetings of the season. So yeah, those are some beautiful swaps that I received. Okay, so trying to see. Oh, you know, I'm gonna go right in. I'm gonna go right in to our samples. I have some other things to show you. I played with a kit. Don't let me forget. I played with one of the card kits, and it turned out so beautiful. So I want to make sure to share that with you. Okay, so for those of you who are invited to swaps, I highly encourage you to join in some swaps. You get such great ideas. I have a whole shoebox that I keep, especially fun folds. This is, I mean, this is old, right? The teapot one, but it's a great layout. So here is a card my friend Susie sent me, very similar to the other one she sent. This time she has designer paper on the top and her greeting there, but same fold. So I'm gonna change that up. This is this was my idea, and Susie sent me another one. So all right, so this is what I created with the Season of Green and Gold designer paper. Now, the bundle that is called Golden Greenery includes the dies that cut these things out from the designer paper. Well, I didn't get them, so I fussy cut them from the designer paper. So I don't mind fussy cutting. I mean, it's kind of relaxing to me. So here is the inside. So I use the same, this is one long piece, this whole long piece of Mossy Meadow. Basically, I copied this card for the most part, except I added white here and I didn't texture. And I also didn't add another layer. So there's a few changes, but I did use the Stylish Shapes dies, stamped a greeting and added these little pine boughs and a fussy cut bell with a bow. So we're gonna make that card. Oh, by the way, this is another online exclusive. Let's see. I think it's called Greatest Adventure. Really beautiful. One of those, I forgot the name of the type of stamp this is. Somebody help me out with it. It's my favorite kind. Greatest Adventure Cling Set. I didn't get that, but boy, that image is so beautiful. I really, really like the detail. Stampin' Up! Makes this type of stamp set. So I just wish I could come up with a name. Thank you, Distinctive, Katie. Thank you. Yes, Distinctive, my favorite type of stamp set with one inking. You get all those colors. So smart. Okay, anyway, let's make this card. There's all my pieces. So simple. So there will be a free project sheet next week. Monday or Tuesday is when I tend to post my free project sheets for this week's video. So you have to wait a week or so. All right, so the card opens like that. So I'm comfortable adding adhesive to the back of this. And some people, if you're going to add another layer, they don't always have the full length of this cardstock. If you're covering it up with this anyway, you could end it right here. But it does feel a little bit more finished when you do it that way, so I'm not going to add that. I will add this layer. Love the gingham. Green gingham. And these are olive and mossy meadow colors with a little white. It actually says vanilla, but I like the brightness of the white. That's what I did. So then this will go on there. Now I am going to try something different and add another layer because, and it should have went underneath there. Do you think I can lift that up? That was my plan. Is it adhered? It is adhered, and I didn't bring my paper trimmer. Oh, I know, the white will cover that. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Okay, we're gonna see if we like having, I could do, but that's two competing patterns. So I can't do the gold side. So we're gonna see which we like better, the one with the pattern on the back or the one without. I lean towards the one without. No, I don't want to add that until I stamp it, but that's how it'll work. But I can add this. This is always tricky when you have an angle, where that goes. Now I usually follow like designer paper and then just slide it over and try. My goal is not to have it hanging over in any way. So I'm gonna just hold that in place, add some adhesive, and get it back and hopefully in place. A little bit over this way. That's what's nice about the liquid glue, is you do not have to, you can slide it. There's a little bit of sliding time. Okay, now the other neat thing that you could do is I could put that there and have it, it's still hidden. but we're going to go with my original plan. Okay, all right, let's get stamping. I decided to stamp in Old Olive for this card. And of course, we're using this stamp set. All right, so Christmas is the lower. I'm going to just scoot that over there. Christmas is the lower one, so I have to put this on my grid paper so it's even. Oh, it's upside down. You know, there is a right and a wrong side when you die cut. The stitching is indented, and on the wrong side, I mean, I've used both, but it's a little bit raised on what you might call the wrong side. I mean, honestly, if I make a mistake, I will flip it over. It's not that big a deal. So I want this Christmas even and low. Okay. And then we have Mary. And we'll kind of nestle that in there. They're two different stamps, so you can stamp them in any place you want to. Then on the inside, we're going to do a Happy New Year. So I'm going to start with the Happy. And attempt to get around the same placement, because it kind of worked. And here's New Year. You can make your own phrases with this bundle. There's so many options, and I'll be using different options on the next card. Try and get that straight. Curvy words are kind of a challenge. They are definitely a challenge to, and here's the little ampersand. Okay, maybe a little crooked, but I'm okay with that. All right, stamping is done. Now, put that in here. This time I'll put my glue on here because it's not quite, got the designer paper to kind of cover. Okay, now this we're going to add with dimensionals. Dimensionals here. Put one in each corner. I love Stampin' Up's dimensionals. They're nice and thin. They're not so thick that it raises your card much. And the minis, especially if you're thrifty, the minis go a long way. Okay, so now I I was trying to save paper, so on my big piece of paper, I fussy cut these two, but then I realized I didn't have a bow. So I have to trim off these loops. I didn't realize that. So it's not hard to fussy cut, and I'll show you how I did some on the next card. But I thought this would work for adding the bow. So I'm just going to glue that on. Now this was just a piece, and I thought, well, it has a bow on it, so I can use that. I'm fairly thrifty, if you didn't know that. And then just add some adhesive, and I will have, kind of cover that up a little bit, whatever was there before. Okay. Now, I had one full piece of greenery, so we'll see how this works. And then I had some of these partials that I just made work. Do I want a long one? These are fairly much the same. I think these. Oh, my bell is kind of in the way of my greeting. Might have to go a little higher. Kind of finagle that, and I could actually add a second one if I wanted to. This one is kind of a weird partial. I like that. Okay, so I'm going to glue these together. Let them sit a little bit while I add this one, and I don't want to cover up my greeting too much. So we will add adhesive on the bottom part of this. And we are not showing this because the bell will cover that up. So now this one will go here. Again, adding adhesive to the bottom where it's going to touch my white area. I could add some dimensionals underneath this. Well, no, I can't because how the card opens, right? Okay, now this is going to have to go a little higher. I guess it's going to cut off some of my Mary, but that's the little loop there. I think that's okay. And I don't believe I'm going to add dimensionals to this one, because I think I've got enough to worry about just getting it placed without it encroaching on my Mary. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now the gems I used on here, I wanted gold, and there wasn't any real gold in that, so I found these are the Blooming Pearls in the annual catalog, and I really like how small they are. So just a few little gold pearls. Okay, there we are. There's our card. What do you think? It's my inspiration, and there's our finished card. Quite different, but you know, save those fun fold ideas. Yeah, the Greeting of the Seasons, that is a great set, as well as the Everyday Seasons, or Everyday Greetings. I mean, so many combinations. I love this, where there is heartache, let there be healing. Yeah, there's some great combinations here. Okay, that's the first card. So, and gingham. So, oh, we never asked you, which do you like better? The one with the designer paper on top, this one, or the more smooth plain? Oh, it looks like I have adhesive on there. I will have to get my adhesive remover and get that off. We used to sell an adhesive remover. Now you have to get it either online. Okay, so that's the first card. Now let's move on to the second one. And again, I grabbed my box of swaps or saved cards. Some were my own, of course. I do like my own cards. But this was the fold that I decided to play with. So this fold, it's not quite even here, but it's a normal card size with one extra score line here. And then you add this whole piece of cardstock to it to meet the edge. So here is my card. Isn't it beautiful? So very glitzy. They're both full of that gold, Season of Green and Gold designer paper. So let's get started. All right. We're using Mossy Meadow this time. And I love that. It's the most wonderful time of year. And then may your season be filled with warmth and cheerful celebration. And this is Fussy Cut, and these are Fussy Cut. Okay. All right. So I'm changing this one up just a little bit. Not a lot. So here is the score line. I can't remember how far that's scored in there. I think it's 1.5. But don't quote me. And it really wouldn't matter as long, well, yes, it does matter. Because you need this piece to match edge to edge of that layer to this layer. See how that works? Okay. And I believe I can put that on there now. I'm going to just do another little bone fold and make it mined. And that's the only place you add your adhesive is in that scored area to add this piece. Make sure it's all even Steven. All right, now I'm going to fold this in. I could have done this earlier. This time I used olive, and this time I have another piece of Mossy Meadow. So I'm going to do the indent side, I think. We'll try it. This is the, I'm going to show you that embossing folder in just a moment. Remember, measurements I don't provide during the video, but I will share them in the free project sheet on Monday or Tuesday next week. So this is the Distressed Tile embossing folder. It's beautiful. Yeah, so hopefully you can see that. Yeah, it does add a lot of texture, doesn't it, Sarah? Okay, all right, and then I'm gonna use the same, different designer paper. I didn't realize I was going to use different, I forgot. So we could use this one, but I think that might be busy. Let's see what you think. So this is how it would be. And this is, kind of how the greenery would be. I don't know, I think it's a little busy. What do you think? Okay, let's switch it. So stripes or greenery? I like the stripes. Do you guys like the stripes better? It shows off this pretty greenery. Yeah, it was busy, huh, Jean? Yes. Okay, all right, we're gonna use the stripes. Let's see. Oh, don't move on me. Okay. Got something on there. We'll use that at the top. Yeah, this designer paper has lots of options, different greenery and whatnot. Okay, so that's the basis of the card. And we have two things we're going to stamp on. We're going to use the two biggest greetings in the set, this one and this one. So Mossy Meadow. Yeah, exactly. Two-sided paper is the best. You have choices. We used to not like all those choices because it was so tough to decide. Get the right side here. And I want to stamp low. No, this is the inside. Almost stamped the wrong thing. And I want to be straight as I can. It's pretty straight. I can live with it. All right, and then it's the most wonderful time of year, and this has to be pretty low because of the greenery pieces here. And these mixed fonts can be kind of hard to know what's straight. It could have been over just a little bit, but that's okay. All right, stamping is done. Now, we can put that piece in the inside. This is a usual 4" by 5 1/4. Like I said, the measurements will be on my blog here on Monday or Tuesday for this card. So you just have to have a little patience. Okay, so well, let's finish the inside on this one because I left a little bit of fussy cutting because I know some people are intimidated by that. And basically, I've said it many times, you just end up moving your paper and not your scissors. Watch my scissors and watch the point. The point doesn't change angles very often. I'm moving the paper, and one tip is if your edges are white, like this one, put it on white paper. You will not notice any of your mistakes because the edges are white. So if you get real thin in some spot, like that little one, nobody's gonna see that. Now you don't have to leave the white edge. I prefer it, kind of like if you were die cutting, but some people go right into the color. That's a personal choice, totally up to you. So we'll just add a little bit of adhesive here. Don't need much. I like to smear it with the tip of my glue so there's no big globs. You don't need much with this glue. I do need a little bit on the tip here. Come on. Okay, spread it out. There we go. Inside's done. All right, so now we have two pieces, and depends on if you want to center it or not when you're making this card. This one's a little bit longer, so it wouldn't have to be centered. So pretty. Overlap them. But you don't want them sticking out. So I can see that I can put glue on this part right here. That's going to be, I'm going to scoot that over. And I'm going to cover up, but I don't want my greeting to be obscured. And this one, just avoid that end. And I should be safe with my glue. Okay, now it's a little bit, I could probably give it a little twist there. Maybe even bring it up a little. Depends on where, no, glue is all covered. Now it's up to you if you want to adhere this flat or add dimensions. I think this time I'm going to adhere it flat. So I don't want to get on this side where this finger is, because that's going to hang over. Trying to get straight, and I can kind of follow my stripes. That's one way to make sure you're straight. Now this is, what is this called? Gold and silver trim ribbon pack. There's a silver and a gold in one pack. This is in the annual catalog, and this is my bunny ear method. So I have two basically loops, and they're ears for the bunny. There's his face right in there. And then I just put one ear in his face and then pull, and it's awful. It's always too long, too much, but now you hold the knot and then you start pulling. Hold the knot, start pulling. So that's the bunny ear bow method. And then you can finagle it so you can open up these loops. This ribbon's pretty stiff, I guess you'd say. Very thin though. Doesn't add a lot of weight, but you can kind of finagle those loops to be prettier. So then you can just trim. And mini glue dots and ribbons are best friends, so that's how you want to add it. So I usually try and find my better side. This doesn't show a bad knot very well because the ribbon is so thin, but press it on a glue dot and then press that right on your card. And you could sure add gems if you wanted to, but I don't feel I need to. I think there's enough going on, but there's the cards. So now, do you like the mostly green, or do you like that gold glitz? That's the ticket. I almost feel like I like the green better. It's calmer, a little bit less busy. But isn't that a pretty card? I don't know, I'm just calling it a side flap. People come up with their own names. But yeah, if you have an opportunity to join swaps, great samples, do your best work, and you'll find some swap groups that you like to be in. So here are my cards today with the greetings of the season, and this is the die that I used for this one. So you can see there's all types of dies in here. So I'll be using these a lot in the next few months. Okay, I promised you I would show you a tip for a new card kit. And it is called the Expressions of Kindness. I've got a little bit of hiccups happening here. And this is the Expressions of Kindness card kit. It was a new release a week ago. And it's absolutely stunning. So they give directions, step by step, in picture directions. So you have to, sometimes it's a challenge for some of us to understand picture directions. All right. Oh, you like the gold one best. So good, Karen. Awesome. So this is, I changed up all the cards from the directions. So this one is this card right here, and it's supposed to have a gold foil leaf in here too, and I thought it was enough that I could use the gold foil leaf on another set. So there are the 4 cards that come in the kit with the greetings, and I changed the greeting placement a little bit, and I guess the knot. I added a knot of ribbon. You get a whole spool of ribbon in this kit. It's not a huge spool, but it's enough to make 12 cards. So what I did, the other card came, this was the front and this was the back. So I cut the card fronts in half because that's how the card would have been without the stuff on this one. This would have been the back, a full size. So I just cut it in half. And here's my first set of cards. I didn't use any of the die cuts on here, but I used the gold foil, the tags, the ribbon. There's a little flag of ribbon. Changed it up a little bit from what they did. They did a side flag and I did kind of an angled flag. So that set of cards, I think, I can't remember which set of envelopes. So I did have to add 4 envelopes and I just simply added white card bases for them. So again, this is just the card front added to a white card base. You can kind of see. So that's how I extended from 8 cards to coming up 12 cards. Okay, move this away. And I didn't add any other layers except for card bases. And on these, I did add 2 die cuts because they gave me 10 of these die cuts, but I did have to use 2 greeting pieces. So I did use 2 of my own. And then I added Blackberry Bliss for the other cards and the same greetings that were supposed to be on these cards. I just mixed and matched a little bit. So here is where I added the gold leaf that was supposed to be on this card. I don't think it's missing it at all. It just adds such prettiness. Now the stamp set that this comes with has wishing you the happiest of birthdays, just a note, kindly deliver to, that is so cool. So you can stamp that kindly deliver to right on your envelope and then write your address. That's a fun little addition. I didn't use this one. I could have stamped behind here, but I didn't feel I needed. And this little flower head is the detail on these cards. Oh, I didn't stamp it on that one. I could have. But that's actually the die cut, so but I still could. But that adds in Blackberry Bliss ink, which the kit comes with Blackberry Bliss, a clear block, and these golden gems. In addition to all of the envelopes, the stamp set, and the 8 cards. But like I said, add a couple card bases. I did white and Blackberry Bliss, and I got 12 cards without hardly any trouble. The only thing was to add 2 more greetings. So it's a fabulous kit. It is in the online store. Oh, you did? You made 28 cards. Nice. Yeah, you can, because people, what they're doing is they're cutting up the envelopes if you want to. I left mine intact, but you can open these envelopes and slit and get all these extra card pieces. Look at that. You can have a little, yeah. So it depends on how much you want to do, whether if you want to save and use the envelopes, let's see, these go under here, or cut them up into cards, because I mean, they're beautiful, beautiful envelopes as well. So that is the Expressions of Kindness kit. Now that is in the online store, and you can find it at Shop with Leanne, and then go to Kit Collection. So these kits are what they call all-inclusive. You don't need anything unless you want to jazz it up a little bit and add extra card bases, but you can do it as is, and they're just beautiful. So that is Expressions of Kindness, and you can. I only went for 12 cards, but instead of 8. But Cindy did what, 28? Yeah, that's a lot. So it's a gorgeous kit, gorgeous. One of the prettiest we've had for a long time. I think it's $23. I'll be posting it later this week on my blog so you can see it. But I think it's going to be one of those that is going to probably sell out soon, because some of these popular kit collections do sell out. So grab it while you can. You can go to Shop with Leanne, Missy, and then go to Kit Collection. That's how you order that kit. And it's called Expressions in Kindness. So just type shopwithleanne.com and you'll find my website, and then there's a little heading. Now, if you don't see it right away, way on the top of your screen, on the left screen, you'll see a little lined icon, 3 lines. They call it a hamburger icon. Click on that. All the options will come up. Online store, not online store, kit collection, paper pumpkin. By the way, we only have 1 more day to get this next month's paper pumpkin kit. So be sure if you want that to opt in on those too. Now I'm going to quickly show you one of my card kits to go, actually both of them. So this is the Lily Pond Lane kit that is available right now, and I only have a certain number. So if you're interested in this, you do get a share of the dappled adhesive back dots and the peach ribbon. Everything is cut out for you except your new designer paper. So you do have to use my directions that are free with the kit to cut out your pattern paper. A little bit of fussy cutting happening on some of these cards, but man, it's worth it. Everything else is die cut or punched for you. The card layers are all, this is some fun folds. So it's $30 for this kit, which includes almost $20 in product. So it's a really good deal. And then the other kit is Mediterranean blooms. And man, if you like blues and yellows, they are just gorgeous. I do have, a lot of these are fun folds. So I do have taking orders for this one. You reserve your kit now and you will receive it at the end of the month. So love the blue, the Mediterranean tile look. So pretty. Everything is die cut for you except for some of the fruit that you will fussy cut. There is involved some fussy cutting. So the blue on white. Yeah, beautiful cards. So this is also including product. You get some of these opal round gems and the white diagonal striped ribbon. So you get a lot of product, including everything cut out for you, die cuts and whatnot. So yeah, you go to get these, if you're interested, flowerbug.net, and you can see all my kits to go. And there's also just the tutorial options. I have a lot of tutorials that you can get that are ready for you to substitute any designer paper. So you don't have to have this one to use my tutorials, but because you get all the fun fold ideas. All right, that is it for today. So if you place an order, there's my link. This is to get my tutorials and glue stands in the flowerbugshop.com. This is my blog, and there's the host codes if you need to place an order. All right, thanks so much, everybody. I appreciate you joining me, and I will see you next week on Tuesday, 11 a.m. Thanks, have a great week. Bye-bye.